Hey guys, welcome to a Balthazar tips and tricks video, and today we're going to be showing you guys just some basic tips and tricks for this game to help mostly newer players, but if you are an intermediate or advanced player, this will surely help you as well. So first we'll get started off with something called parrying, which I'm sure you've probably noticed, as even a new player have noticed when someone goes into hit and then they get completely stunned, and this is what happens when you get parried. So basically, to perform a parry, you want to block. Oh wait, my block is not working. You want to block within the first zero point 0.4 seconds of someone attacking. And just notice that when you first block, see that orange icon? That's how long your parry window is. So that it should be, I'm pretty sure it's about 0 point 0.4 seconds. So if someone hits you during that period, then they will be parried. Simple as that. Now if you look down at the bottom left, as soon as I activate my parry, as soon as I parry, see how, there you go, see cooldown in the bottom left? It takes, the cooldown is 2.5 seconds from when you last blocked. And if you're holding block, your cooldown stays for a little bit. You'll see if I do hold block, then it stays as my parry cooldown if I never let go of it, and my parry cooldown only starts when you're not blocking. So that's very important to keep in mind. There you go. That's what a parry looks like. Now, if you do end up hitting a parry, it will stun them, and just know that you can only get about 2 hits from your parry before they get unstunned. I believe it is about 2 seconds that you can be maximum of parried for, so just keep that in mind. So feinting is essentially when you hit your weapon and then cancel it to make someone, to bait the person you're fighting into trying to parry, and after their orange block is gone, because if you were listening earlier, you've taken note that it's 2.5 second cooldown in between parries. So if you feint, make someone miss their parry and hit again, that hit will either damage HP or damage their stamina if they're holding block, which most players do not hold block. And even then, it's still a bad idea because you're still losing stamina. You're going to lose something either way if your hit connects after you feint and then hit again. Now, if you were wondering, those red lines are actually important when you're learning feinting. Go to settings, debug, turn melee enabled. I have ranged enabled, but you can turn that off if you want. And yeah, essentially all those red lines are the hitbox of the weapon. So see, if I look down, my hitbox will go into the ground, which is also how you can finish downed enemies if you don't want to do your finisher by pressing G or T, I believe it is. So yeah, and you can also point it, you can also direct them, which is also, feinting is not just, I'm just going to elaborate on this, feinting is not just canceling your weapon and pulling it back out. Feinting can also be doing something called dragging, or dragging is in the opposite. See, I can delay my hit on that boat, if I actually get closer, by pointing my camera away in the direction of the swing where it's coming from versus going like that and making the start of my hitbox hit it immediately, which will be something called accelerating your hit. Of course, I'll work better on this wall. I'll show you guys here. So see, hitting the wall basically instantly. As soon as my animation is out of the couple of frames, you'll notice that it sort of chambers the attack. Oh, there's someone over there. That it'll chamber the attack before the red marks show up, which is when it actually does damage and when it can be parried, which is very important. So if you do a quick attack, usually people will start to see the start of the animation, like that part right there, and they will instantly be ready to parry. And then as soon as they see your weapon starting to move even faster, they'll parry and you're gone. You're gonna get parried, which is where dragging comes in, which will be something like that. So you see, if I get my hitbox, the very end of it, to actually connect, I can more of delay them. So if they start to parry, as soon as they see my sword start to move, they will actually miss their parry because that window takes more than 0.4 seconds to hit my target. So, of course, which will result in you getting a free hit on their stamina or their health. If they miss, sometimes if they miss their parry, good players will miss their parry and dash away, so you might actually just be hitting air, but for the most part with public servers you will end up hitting someone's HP or their stamina, and either way in this game, if you hit someone while they're just basic blocking, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Anyways, this will be the end of this tips and tricks video, I'll probably post more, and I will probably post, you know, a couple of montages as well after this. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and goodbye.